Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear brothers and sisters. Uh, as you can see on the thumbnail, today we are going to discuss the great Jalsa Salana UK 2021 and also the Friday sermon of Mirza Masroor Ahmed, which he just recently delivered. Today on the panel, we have brother Umar Khan, all the way from USA, and I'm sorry to say, but Sheikh Saab is absent today. Brother Omar, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to the show.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Farooq Bhai, thanks for having me on the show. And I'm a little nervous
Welcome.
today, but without my beloved Sheikh Saab. But anyways, we're going to try. And just as you mentioned, we're going
Yeah.
to discuss the Jalsa Salana of the UK. And then we'll kind of go through some things, very interesting facts for the Ahmadiyya viewership and for our non-Ahmadi viewership as well.
Yes, inshallah. Okay, so my dear viewers, if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe this channel, Zaitoon FM English. Will bring very interesting episodes in the near future. So make sure you subscribe this channel and press the bell icon. Then let's begin our video. So, Brother Umar, first of all, I would like to ask you if you can bring some history of this Jalsa to our audience, when this Jalsa started, who started this, and then we will come to the present situation.
Very good, Farooq Bhai. Again, thank you very much for having me on the show again. For our viewership, I did want to let them know that as most of our viewers are probably already familiar with me, that I am an ex-Qadiani Ahmadi. I lived in Pakistan for about 10 years, and I also had the experience of joining a couple of Jalsas in Rabwa Qadian or Chenabnagar Qadian back in the late 1979 and early 80s, 80, 81. So with that, Brother Farooq, I had sent you a couple of documents. Yes, thank you very much. This is the first one. I want to give our viewers a bit of background of what this Jalsa is all about, how it came about, who was its founder, since when, and how it kind of developed over the years, decades, and centuries. If we look at the attached file that Brother Farooq has opened on the screen, this is straight from alislam.org. So Farooq, neither Farooq or I are introducing any information from ourselves. This is alislam.org information that any Ahmadi or non-Ahmadi can go and verify personally for themselves under the UK 2021 file. This is where they have all this information. So the Jalsa Salana history, Jalsa normally for the Qadiani Ahmadis is after the Christmas time period. Majority of all the Qadian Jalsas, worldwide Jalsas, are held after Christmas on the 26th, 27th, and 28th, or thereabouts, the week or the weekend after Christmas. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad did say that, hey, I want my followers to gather at least 3 days any time of the year. I don't think he prescribed a particular time frame, but generally it was conducted in December, and I believe because of weather reasons, the UK Jalsa is performed in the middle of summer when the weather is a bit more pleasant and not as harsh. So, anyways, the Jalsa began in 1891. 1891 is when Mirza Ghulam Ahmad was able to gather approximately 75 of his followers, so to speak, and that's what they reference in this article. So, Brother Farooq, if you can kind of scroll down as I'm discussing. So, Mirza Ghulam, here we have a picture of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. It was the first Jalsa started the 27th of December, 1891, with 75 of his companions who traveled far and wide throughout India to come join him in Qadian. This is where I mentioned right here, below his picture, he says 3 days of every year should be fixed for a gathering in which all my devoted followers should, God willing, be present with the condition of health, time, and absent of strong impediments. Anyways, the Al-Islam website further delineates all the names of the 75 people that joined. Now, in the Jalsa, we have to admit that it is a fairly big task to gather so many people, and obviously from 1891 the gatherings have grown to a couple of thousand people. But it takes time and it takes money. There is an investment. Now, obviously, this investment isn't made by the Jamaat, the Nizami Jamaat. It's actually made by the followers themselves. They pay into this on an annual basis, which they all are aware of, for this to be conducted. So, Farooq, if you go to page 2 of the Jalsa history that I sent, yes, notice this right here, that the heading that Al-Islam chose to use on this was Jalsa Salana history, instant money. I mean, that's absolutely incredible how they categorize it as instant money, because yes, obviously when you can gather people in large amounts, you can kind of coax them into donating, remind them to donate, give more frequently to the different schemes, Tariq Jadid, Waqf Jadid, MTA Dish, Antenna, Chanda Am, Chanda Wasiyat, or donations for the regular donations, and donations to Wasiyat or your will. But notice here, Farooq, I'm going to take a little time. I want to read this paragraph. It says the Jalsa.
Yes, please.
It says Jalsa Salana was growing at an exponential rate. The first Jalsa saw a humble 75 guests. The very next year, this grew to 327. And by 1908, approximately 2,500 guests were flocking to Qadian for the spiritual gathering. In parentheses, they further write, within 100 years, from 1891 to 1991, the Jalsa Salana Qadian grew from 75 to 66,000 guests. Now, I think the number of 66 is extremely far-fetched. I think it was multiplied by 10. It was probably more like maybe 4,000 to 5,000 attendees at best. But as we will see throughout this video, as we move forward, even Mirza Masroor will exaggerate on numbers. So let me get back to the 66,000. I don't believe there's 66,000. I mean, if anybody pays attention to our brother Bashir Shah's Ahmadiyya fact check blog,
Ahmadiyya fact check blog.
Ahmadiyya fact check blog, yes. He's got some excellent material on the population of Ahmadiyya worldwide, and I believe that the population in India exceeds no more than 5,000 to 10,000. So having 66,000 people gather, I don't believe the British or the Indian government hands out that many visas to non-Indians. So, anyways, you can see the exaggerating. Go ahead,
Brother Umar. But according to Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, you can forget these 3 zeros. Zeros don't matter. You know that.
Yes, you are right, brother. Brother Farooq, he does say that क्योंकि 50 और 5 में सिर्फ सिफर का फर्क है, that
Yeah,
we don't have to consider that 5 is equal to 50, so therefore 66,000 is equal to 66.
maybe
So
equal to
yeah, he does
66.
say
Yeah,
that, maybe we'll minus off 10 from the 66,000 on this. We'll make it
yeah.
6,600 just for the just for this show and good faith towards the Ahmadiyya community. Again, I do want to state that my extended family is still Ahmadi. I have a lot of Ahmadi friends, and I wish them all the best. All we are doing here, as our beloved AK Sheikh always says, this is nothing but a reminder, and these programs are for your awareness. This is not bashing. We're not bashing your Jamaati material. We're showing you what's on your websites, just in case if you haven't glanced at it, so you can take benefit of it. Anyways, on this same article, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad identifies the fact that he even used to have his wife sell her jewelry so he could pay for certain expenses on the Jalsas. Well, remember, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani's money always came from his followers. So any money that he had, he would buy his wife clothes and jewelry. That's well documented in Sirat al-Mahdi. And then he'd turn around and have her sell it. I kind of doubt that. That's just kind of engaging the normal Ahmadis to give more, donate more, and to make it happen. It's all about the show.
Yeah.
Farooq, if we can continue on in this same document.
Yes, please.
If we go down to page 3, I have a little snippet from Rouhani Khazain, volume 6, page 380.
Page 380. Yeah.
Now, something that I did notice as I was watching this 2021 UK Jalsa, Mirza Masroor, I don't recall hearing him thanking the British government. So I want to remind all the Ahmadis that they need to thank the British government for allowing these Jalsas, number one in Qadian back in the 1880s or 1881, 1890s and 1900s, and now in England. So Mirza Ghulam Ahmad writes that, in parenthesis, Khuda Ta'ala ne hum par muhsin government ka shukriya aisa hi farz kiya hai jaisa ke uska shukr karna. So obligation of thanking the British government is equal to thanking God himself, and it is fardul and individual obligations on every Muslim. So, Farooq Bhai, if you could give it a couple of minutes, I don't want people to think that we're just taking little snippets out. Allow them another 5-10 seconds to read this entire page. I'm not going to read it, but I wanted to thank the British government on the Jamaat Ahmadiyya's behalf for allowing them to do the 2021 Jalsa, even though that there was the spread of COVID, and a lot of Jamaat members did not want it this year. Believe it or not, a lot of the elders complained about having the Jalsa. Now, as we move into slide number 4 or page number 4, Farooq, I want to caution the Ahmadi community. Again, I'm not here to bash your religion or your beliefs. Neither is none of us here on Zaitoon channel stand for that. But I want to reiterate something that Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud said. Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud said in his famous renderings that he compared the Jalsa Salana, the annual Ahmadiyya gathering, he compared it to the annual pilgrimage of the Muslims, i.e. the Hajj. So Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud compared Jalsa to Hajj and gave it a significance equal to Hajj almost. And on this page 4 that Brother Farooq has up on the screen, it says the purpose of the annual convention. Now, obviously, the purpose of any gathering or any convention is to introduce people to each other, to, address them with professional speeches, um, religious speeches, secular speeches, just to inform them of the world around. But I want to remind the Ahmadis again of what Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud said, that he equated the Jalsa equivalent to Hajj. And Farooq, if you slowly scroll
Astaghfirullah.
down on this screen, you will notice that same deceit in this article. It's showing the pilgrimage in the millions at the Kaaba Sharif. And then
Yes.
just below that, the article says, I'm sorry, let me go back up. It says here, the article or the paragraph just above the Kaaba, it says, the Hajj is a prime example of this gathering. The spiritual rewards and benefits one can gain from this pilgrimage may even be beyond human comprehension. For
Hmm.
those Muslims, that have performed Umrah or Hajj, yes, the experience is beyond human comprehension if you are there fervently worshiping Allah in the
Yes.
zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you're there for sightseeing, just to want to go to the mall or check things out, you're not going to gain that religious uh, righteous experience. It's going to be another place you're visiting. So yes, visiting Medina and Mecca is beyond comprehension if you're there for the right reasons and you want to attain that spiritual enhancement in your life. So Farouk, scroll down now. Notice this next paragraph at how the Qadiani alislam.org comes out. It says, another such convention is the annual convention of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community Jalsa Salana. With its
Astaghfir.
humble beginnings,
Astaghfirullah.
you see how they're kind of trying to tie it in. Meaning,
Astaghfirullah.
most Ahmadis, and I pray and I appreciate the fact that most Ahmadis that are outside of Pakistan or outside of some countries, they have the benefit of taking their UK or their United States or their Canadian passports and going to Mecca and Medina. But I pray that they receive guidance and they go there not with deceit, not hiding, not pretending to be a Muslim, but going there as a Muslim and receiving the benefits. Now, here in this article, turning back to the article, this is deceit. You're trying to compare something that has no comparison to the experience of Hajj. Hajj, from all Muslims know that this is from time immemorial, from Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam to his beloved children, Hazrat Ismail, Hazrat Yaqub, Hazrat Isaac, Hazrat Musa, Hazrat, and we're also told in the hadith Mubarakah from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that Hazrat Isa, upon his return, will perform Hajj or Umrah or both. And then our beloved Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam also performed Hajj. Please note that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani never had the privilege, was never invited by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to come visit the blessed city of Mecca and Medina. He was scared, he never
Allahu
visited.
Akbar.
So please do not compare Mecca, Medina, or the Hajj to Jalsa Salana. I think it's rather deceitful for you guys to do that. Anyways, completing that
Yeah,
little
of
verse
course.
down there, it says, with its humble, another such convention is the Ahmadiyya convention. I just think that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. Don't compare it. There is no comparison. Moving forward.
Indeed. Yes.
Now, Brother Farouk, I also sent you a link to Mirza Masroor's video.
Yes, I have that link. But before showing that link and discussing the viewership of this Jalsa, I just want to share some good news with you. We have a very beloved brother, Bashir Ahmed Shah, the author of MDA Fact Check blog, with us online. Brother, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, brothers. Happy to join.
Welcome, brother Bashir. How you been, bro? Busy, huh?
Busy, running around. The ex-Amdi movement is growing, so just clocking in. But sorry to interrupt, brother. I'm sorry to interrupt, but continue. I'm listening like anxiously. This is good stuff.
Very good. No, please feel free to interject if you have anything. You got a repository of thousands of articles and references that I enjoy reading, brother Bashir. Anything from Jalsa to, a chicken being slaughtered and placed on somebody's head.
We got it all for him, brother.
We got it all for him. That's excellent. So, brother Farouk, if you can pull up the video from yesterday's sermon, or Friday, August 13th sermon. And again, no disrespect. This is not this file. The video link.
Okay, I was just saying that before going to the video, let's discuss this file first. The viewership of the Jalsa, please.
Okay, well, there's two files that I sent you. Go to the Jalsa UK 2021 attendance. That's only 2 pages, real quick.
Okay, let me share the screen. This one?
Yes, sir. That's it. So if you notice this very first picture that Brother Farouk has up on the screen, this is the attendees for August 6, 2021 that were there for the Jummah Sermon, or the Friday sermon on August 6th. You can count how many people are in each row going forward. There's not thousands of people here. There's a couple of hundred, maybe 200 to 300 people here for the Friday. And as we scroll, when they finish prayer and they roll up their mats and now they're sitting on their chairs, you can see this picture is from the back of the room going forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm roughly counting about 18 to 21 rows, if my eyes serve me correctly. And there's about, probably about 10 to 9 people in each row if all the chairs are filled up. So with that, just using 10 multiplied by 22, you have about 220 people sitting in these pictures. Now, going to the second page of that same document, Brother Farouk, you see more. And then, whoa, wait a minute. Go to the bottom. Wow. The population just went to 1 Arab. Ek Arab log aaye.
Yeah, in Urdu, we say ek Arab.
Yes.
1 Arab. Like a billion?
A million is 10 lakh.
No, billion.
Yeah, billion.
1 billion.
Yeah, 1 billion. There you go. So there you go. You have your 1 billion. You have your 1 billion people in that 1 Arab.
Oh, great.
Yes, and I don't know his name, or else I would share it. But he was the only one that I found in the audience, and I did want to, to me it was funny because I think one of the other shows of our Khatm Nabuwwat channels and people that are promoting Islam and showing the falsehood of Ahmadiyya, somebody had made that comment that, oh no, 1 Arab is going to show up and they're going to claim that ek Arab aaye the, ek Arab log
aaye. Yeah, we said ek Arab aaye the.
So 1 billion.
Yes.
So now if you go to the other file that I sent you, which is worldwide Ahmadis viewing. And you know what? Farouk Bhai, it's important to give credit where credit is due. You always have to give good credit. My mother and father taught me that. My grandfather taught me that. So I do, I commend the videography department of MTA International. You guys did a pretty damn good job in connecting everybody together to bring them all together on this uniform platform. So I will give you guys that. Hats off. Good job. But Farooq Bhai, as you scroll through these pictures, I want everybody to pay attention to the, number one, quantity of people in each picture. And number two, I'm sorry the pictures aren't of excellent quality or 4K quality, but as you go through, you can see, first we start off with the Gambian Jamaat. We all know where Gambia is from. There's probably about a good maybe 20, 25 people sitting in that picture. Then we go into Manchester, UK. Obviously, Jalsa is going on in UK, but these folks chose to probably weren't invited to the main center. And that's why they're sitting in Manchester. So there's another about 20, 30 people. We have some brothers joining us from Sweden for the annual convention. So, again, another 30, 40 people joining. That's pretty good. From our beloved AK Sheikh Saab's country, Canada, Calgary, Canada, just north of me, there's another, 50, 60 people sitting in this audience, all dispersed apart due to COVID.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Just stop here. Look at the faces of these audience. What are they doing? This man here in the corner, he's using his phone.
Well, Farooq Bhai, I'm not going to, judge anybody doing anything. They're paying it. What counts for these people is the fact that they're there. But you pointed something out. You made a good point. Look at the faces. Jamaat Ahmadiyya, or the Qadiani Ahmadi Jamaat, says, this is their worldwide representation.
Yeah.
However, when you look at the majority, 98% of all the faces you will see in this viewership coming around virtually, from or streaming video from video streams, they're all Pakistani Ahmadis. Yes, we know that they're worldwide in Canada, in Germany, in Sweden, in France, in Africa, but they're all from Pakistani or Indian descent. None of them are the locals from those countries. So yes, when you say Canada, Calgary, you would expect to see guys that look like me, white skin, red hair, maybe brown hair, maybe blonde hair, but these are all Pakistanis. So again, there's 20 to 30 in each setting. If you keep going down real quick, you'll be able to see. I do want to, here we have Belgium, and again, the same shalwar kameez wearing folks of Punjabi descent. Now, right here, hold it right there. Hold it right there and scroll up on that name. Kababir. Notice all the other names, they actually, where that is. Do you know where, Brother Farooq, where Kababir is?
I really don't know. I was just going to ask you, where the hell is this Kababir?
Kababir is actually...
Brother Bashir, do you know?
Go ahead, Brother Bashir, surprise us.
Please tell us.
Yeah, it's in Israel.
Exactly, my brother. Exactly.
Oh.
So they should actually state Kababir, Israel, like they said Calgary, Canada.
Yeah, Calgary, Canada. Yeah.
But see, they don't want to put Israel there because that is a little offensive. See?
Yeah.
They leave that name out. They're very tactful. Ahmadis know how to represent certain things in certain places. So anyways, keep going. So we got Kababir, we got Bangladesh, Brahman Baria, Bangladesh. There's about another 40, 50 people in this room. Walsall, UK, we got about 15, 20 guys there. I'm not going to be able to pronounce this name. Wagadogu.
Brother Bashir, can you pronounce this, please? Okay, somewhere, somewhere like in the movies they say.
No, this is probably
somewhere in
it's got to be somewhere in Africa. I mean, I'm
Africa,
assuming
yeah,
right now.
they seem to be African.
It's West Africa,
Very good.
Burkina Faso, and it's an old French colony.
Very good.
Okay, right, good.
So the next we go back to Canada, the great Canada, AK Sheikh's country, Montreal. We got a good another 30, 40 people watching. Then we go back to Belgium. I inserted the whole picture there. Then Bandung, Indonesia. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 19 people maybe watching there. We have France. Brother Bashir Shah, Ahmadiyya is in France. Look at that. So
yeah, no. If I was there, I wouldn't be there. I'd be in the parking lot. So
very good. Now the next picture, Batur Rahman, USA.
From your country.
From the United States. You know. That's
and surprisingly, another man is looking away from the screen. He's not paying attention to Mirza Masroor Ahmed.
Farooq Bhai, come on now. These guys, I mean, I would
okay.
You have to understand that.
Okay, pardon me. Sorry.
I should have clarified this for the viewership. They are fairly long. Each day, they're 3 days. And each day is lasting from the morning. Obviously, their day does start. Let's not take away that they do pray the Fajr. Most of the time, they will interact with some sort of, nafil prayer or Taraweeh prayer at night sometimes. So their days are fairly long. So if this gentleman in this picture is looking away, it's because he's probably tired. It's probably day 2 or 3. And he's been sitting there for about, 16 to 24 hours. Let's go to the next picture. We have Chittagong, Bangladesh. Bangladesh, remember, Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan are where they claim to have the majority of their populations.
Yeah.
But we just don't see the population there. I didn't catch anything from Pakistan. But the next picture after Bangladesh, we have
Qadiani, India.
Yeah, Brother Omar, can I tell you how many Ahmadis I've calculated in Bangladesh based on counting up their temples and all that stuff? Okay.
Please do.
Okay, so it's taking me a sec. Got it right here. So remember, they had that fire at the Shazan factory about a few months ago where a bunch of people died. So they definitely have a Shazan factory. And I estimate no more than 10,000 Ahmadis in all of Bangladesh.
Okay. That's good. That's good information because now we have 10,000 in Bangladesh. We have about 5 to 10,000 in India. And then with this recent census that Pakistan did, there was approximately 180,000 is what was reported. I don't even know if that's accurate, but 186 is what I believe was reported for Pakistan. So continuing on, after Bangladesh, Chittagong, Bangladesh, we have Australia. From down under, we have approximately 25. We have about 25 viewers in Adelaide, Australia. Then we go into Bogor, Indonesia. And then we go into Hamburg, Germany.
Okay, again, UK.
And then Glasgow, UK. Glasgow is, it must be a small Jamaat, or I think maybe majority of the Glasgow was probably at the Jalsa themselves. And then one of the second last pictures, we have Peace Village in Canada. That's a big center up in Canada for the Ahmadiyya Muslims. There's probably a couple of thousand people just right in that vicinity. And then we have another picture of Qadian, India at the end. So, Brother Farooq, I do apologize. I do want to tell the audience that all of these pictures didn't capture all the different Jamaats, but I tried to capture as many as I could. Obviously, when they watch their beloved Khalifa speaking, all these pictures are running in the background for these people to see and appreciate. So now, if you do have time, I know we're out about 35 minutes or so, but if you
No problem. Continue.
Okay,
Continue,
if you do have time, please pull up the link that I sent you of Mirza Masroor's Friday sermon from August 13th.
There you go, sir. Let me share the audio. Please tell me if you can hear this audio. Friday sermon. Go to 9 minutes. Brother, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear it.
Okay, continue.
Okay, I do want to reiterate that this Jalsa Salana that Mirza Masroor is going to describe in this video, majority of all the elders within the Jamaat were against having this. There are videos on YouTube, on the MTA online video cache, to where Ahmadis can go verify what I'm saying. This is, documented in little videos that most of the elders were opposing conducting this Jalsa Salana this year because of the COVID restrictions, the COVID concerns, and the spread of COVID. But Mirza Masroor decided that he was adamant that this Jalsa Salana would be conducted this year. And just to demonstrate that, Brother Farooq, in this, we don't need to listen to the whole khutbah. Basically, what the August 13th khutbah or the sermon that Mirza Masroor gave is kind of a rendering of what took place during the Jalsa Salana and how people appreciated, didn't appreciate what he had to do, whatnot. But I want you to go to minute mark number 9. If you can start the video at 9 minutes.
Yes.
You'll hear Mirza Masroor with his own mouth say that he had to threaten Jalsa Salana organizers that he would replace them if they did not get their act together and get this Jalsa coordinated. So play it from the 9 minute mark. We'll hear it from Mirza Masroor's mouth himself.
Okay, I'm going to play, but I will not play the whole video. I will play it partially and then I'll hide the screen just to avoid the copyrights.
Yeah, no problem.
ये कहना पड़ा कि अगर आप लोग इस तरह बेदिली से काम करते रहे और इस सोच में रहे कि पता नहीं जलसा होता है कि नहीं होता और ना उम्मीदी ज़्यादा जाहिर हो रही हो, तो फिर नई इंतज़ामिया मैं मुकर्रर कर देता हूँ। बहरहाल मेरी इस बात ने उन्होंने एक झटका दिया और तेजी से काम शुरू हो गया। गो लेट शुरू हुआ।
I think it's enough.
Yeah.
Or you want me to play more?
No. That's good enough. Everybody got to hear from Mirza Masroor's own mouth that there was some hindrances. People were, having a problem having this Jalsa this year, and he just said, "Hey, step aside, or you're going to get replaced. I want this Jalsa." Now, that's for them. I like meeting and gathering with people and meeting people. I do respect people's privacy and stuff like that. But, I think that's why their attendance was way low. I think they had invited or tried to invite 3,000 to 5,000 people. But I think at best, the Jamaat attendance, physical attendance, was probably anywhere from maybe 500 to 1,000 people over the course of the couple of days. If you can further with that same video, there's something kind of funny that Mirza Masroor says in this video. At minute mark number 14 minutes and 10 seconds, Mirza Masroor describes the Jalsa workers And he actually says that the Jalsa workers who helped remove the cars. Now, what happened was over the course of the couple of days of Jalsa, it started raining in Tilford, and the cars were getting stuck in the mud. So Mirza Masroor says that, you know, those people, the officers, the officers and the regular help security individuals that were there, and the regular folks, they all helped to push cars out of the mud. And he says these are the people who are the jinns. He compares the Ahmadis to jinns. You know,
Oh my God.
he actually says this. He says these are the people who are the jinns which have been sent to the promised Messiah. Now, before you start the video, Brother Farooq, we all have to remember that in the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about Hazrat Sulaiman and Hazrat Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam in Surah Namal and different surahs, that how they were able to have control of the jinn, the actual jinn, not the Ahmadi jinns.
Not the Ahmadiyya Jinn. Yeah,
not the Ahmadiyya Jinn, the actual jinns, not human beings. You know, the Quran is very, I don't, that's a different topic, but I was kind of sorry to hear Mirza Masroor comparing people to jinn. And if you can play that from minute mark 14:10, that would be great.
Okay, so first we play the video, and then I will show the jinns, the Ahmadiyya jinns, to our audience.
There you go.
And their powers, what they are doing.
Yes.
Okay, so first let's hear what Mr. Masroor have to say about these jinns.
कि आज की दुनिया में नज़ारा नाकाबिल यकीन है. कोई अफसर है.
And Brother Umar, after I play this video, kindly please translate the whole thing that he is saying to our English audience.
Definitely.
Thanks in advance. Yeah. Okay. Let me play it again.
नज़ारा नाकाबिल यकीन है. कोई अफसर है या मजदूर है, सब कारों को कीचड़ से निकालने के लिए खुद कीचड़ में लथपथ हैं. ये वो लोग हैं जो जिन्नों की तरह काम करते हैं, जो हज़रत मसीह अलैहिस्सलाम की जमात को अल्लाह ताला ने अता फरमाए हैं.
Okay. Let me play it again.
There.
Listen carefully. Just a second. Let me play it again for our audience, just to ensure that he is Mirza Masroor himself saying this.
हज़रत मसीह अलैहिस्सलाम की जमात को अल्लाह ताला ने अता करते हैं, जो हज़रत मसीह अलैहिस्सलाम, जो ये वो लोग हैं जो जिन्नों की तरह काम करते हैं, जो हज़रत मसीह अलैहिस्सलाम की जमात को अल्लाह ताला ने अता फरमाए हैं. फिर इस तरह दूसरे शोबा.
There you go, the Ahmadiyya Jinns.
So, for the benefit of our English-speaking audience, Mirza Masroor says this is naqable yaqeen, meaning he says it's so extraordinary that even the officers and the regular workers were didn't worry about getting themselves dirty, that they were out in the thick of the mud, pushing cars out. And these are the people that are of the jinn that have been given to the promised Messiah. That's what Mirza Masroor has said in a nutshell. I do beg your pardon if you don't like my translation. It's on the fly here. But anyways, yes, Brother Farooq, if you can play this video, it demonstrates what exactly Mirza Masroor was describing, the event of cars getting stuck in the mud.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, be ready to see these Ahmadiyya, so powerful jinns, on count T-3, 2, 1, go. There you go. These are the jinns, bro. Really. You see that man? He is not a human. He's a jinn. Oh, wow. Two-minute silence in the comment section for Mirza Masroor. That poor guy. Oof. Yeah, brother, please continue.
Very good. So moving forward, you know, the Jalsa Salana is anxiously awaited for by every Ahmadi, because and for that matter, even the Mujahid of Khatm an-Nubuwwat, we all wait for the UK Jalsa, because in that Jalsa Salana, there's something very special that happens, and they usually make an announcement about how many converts they had during the year. Well, Mirza Masroor makes reference to this at minute number 19 minutes and 20 seconds in this Jummah khutbah, or this Friday sermon of his from yesterday. And he says that the community was disappointed that there was no almi ba', that there was no worldwide allegiance, call to allegiance. Now, they could have done that because they had everybody, connected virtually. Everybody could have stood up and raised their hand, but go ahead and play it from minute mark 19:20.
एक कमी का इजहार अमूमन लोगों ने किया है कि इस साल आलमी बैत नहीं हुई, जिसका उन्हें बड़ा इंतजार था। तो बहरहाल इन हालात में ये मुश्किल भी था कि बैत की जाती, मजबूरी थी। अब मैं मुख्तसर बाद कुछ रिपोर्ट्स और कुछ तसरात बयान करता हूँ।
Now, Farooq bhai, yeah, he's going to spend the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes describing what each Jamaat had kind of experienced throughout the year and with the Jalsa. So if we can, I think one of the highlights to what he was saying is marked at minute number 48 and 50 seconds. Mirza Masroor, he discusses some of the Jalsa converts or those who converted and accepted Ahmadiyyah. At minute 48 and 50 seconds, Mirza Masroor says that 4 people from the country of Mali accepted Ahmadiyyah on the last day of the Jalsa, and that those 4 people were very educated people.
Claps, bro.
I don't know why. I don't know why they have to, whether it's a peasant or whether it's a king accepting Ahmadiyyah, having knowledge, being educated, does that make you more righteous? I don't understand this. They keep Mirza Qadiani throughout his books, when he wrote about in one, I'm forgetting the book and the reference exactly, but he says that, I have 10,000 followers, something to the effect that I have 10,000 followers, but not very many of them are educated. So he kind of betrays his followers by telling them that they're not educated, as in, getting a PhD or being a nuclear physicist makes you better than somebody poor. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, hey, and Brother Umar, that was after the famous.
Hear from.
I think we have some problem. Okay, let me play the video, then we'll continue talking.
जलसे के आखिरी रोज 4 अफराद बैत करके अहमियत में दाखिल हुए। ये अफराद पढ़े लिखे हैं और उन्होंने बयान किया कि हम काफ़ी अरसे से काई शहर में रेडियो सुन रहे थे और हमें अहमियत में दिलचस्पी थी। जब हमने रेडियो पर जलसा के बारे में सुना तो हमें तजस्सुस हुआ कि इनके जलसे को ज़रूर देखना चाहिए। जलसा देखने के बाद ये कहते हैं कि इस्लाम की फलाह और तरक्की सिर्फ अहमियत के साथ वाबस्ता है। जिस इस्लाम को अहमियत दुनिया के सामने पेश कर रही है वही असल और हकीकी इस्लाम है। और सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि मुसलमानों को एक खलीफा की ज़रूरत है जो उनकी रहनुमाई कर सके।
There you go, bro.
Anyways,
so they were listening to on radio.
Yes, Brother Farooq, I'm going to send a message out to those 4 people who accepted Ahmadiyyah. Please Don't be mistaken. Don't be fooled by watching or attending a Jalsa Salana. Emotions. Sometimes, big, large gatherings can be emotionally charged, and we can, end up making the wrong decisions. Please study Mirza Ghulam Ahmad's his books. It's very important that you get the information straight from the horse's mouth. You need to hear it from Mirza Ghulam Qadiani himself, the truth, what he has written, how he's contradicted himself. And here I will say, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All praise is due to Allah, who made Mirza Ghulam Qadiani write each and every one of his books, and who made Mirza Ghulam Qadiani contradict himself and write it down and document it for us so we can decipher the facts. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad says something very sweet and beautiful on one page. On another page, he completely contradicts himself. So for the 4 people that accepted Ahmadiyyah, please go back, study Mirza Ghulam Ahmad's books. Moving forward, Brother Bashir, are you with us? Did you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I was going to tell you the
yes, please.
Comment that you made about Mirza Ghulam Ahmad saying his followers are educated or something like that. That had to do with the 1901 census. And the 1901 census, it didn't come back good for Mirza. And I don't remember the exact numbers, but the numbers were dismal. And Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, and he was confused with Mirza Imamuddin, because Mirza Imamuddin had collected the sweeper community, the Chure of Qadian, and had started his own community. So Mirza Ghulam Ahmad said, no, my followers come from the educated classes. They're lawyers and doctors and munshis and et cetera, et cetera. So, and if you want to see an extended report on the Punjab census, see the January 1903 edition of the Review of Religions.
Yep. Well, thanks for sharing that, Brother
Thank
Bashir.
you, brother.
And also, we also have to remember that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani himself said that his followers will always be able to give proof-riddled rebuttals to anybody religiously. They'll be able to rebut anybody on any topic in a matter of seconds. But we never ever hear this. Most of the Ahmadis that I've come across, may Allah guide them. Ameen. They don't read. They don't know nothing about Ahmadiyya. They have never ever. I can say about my father, he's never read not one book from Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani. Not one. Okay. And since he's my father, I can speak to that effect. I'm a witness the last 51 years of my life. Exactly. I know exactly which books he does have. And, one is the Quran, but no books of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani. So brothers and sisters, with this whole thing is about the Jalsa Salana. It's about the attendance. Me and Brother Farooq have shared with you pictures portraying the population that was in, viewing it virtually, streaming, the pictures depicting the people that were sitting in the audience watching it live, the jinn that were out pushing cars out of the mud. So we got all that population. Brother Farooq, if we still have access to that link, I need you to go to minute mark number 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 36 seconds.
It's ready, bro.
It's ready. In this, I'm going to give everybody the gist in English right now. And I'm going to follow up in English again. At this minute mark, Mirza Masroor says that through MTA International YouTube coverage, more than 15 million people viewed and visited, and more than 500,000 hours were viewed. On Instagram, 35,000 people watched. I mean, I have to ask, if there's 15 million people viewing it on YouTube, or there are 15 million views on YouTube, there's got to be an equal amount on Instagram as well. or thereabout, some percentage of that, maybe 10%, so maybe 1 million. But anyways, Instagram, he says there's 35,000 people who watched the MTA channel. And then on Twitter, he said there's about 100,000 views for the MTA channel for the UK Jalsa. And then he further goes on to say that through Facebook, the Jalsa message also reached another 550,000 people. So with that, Brother Farooq, please play the video for everyone's benefit.
Okay, I'm going to play the video. But after this video, I just want to see with my own eyes MTA International having that million views. We have the YouTube open. We will check it. But first, let's play the video.
MTA International के जरिए कवरेज जो है YouTube पर 15 मिलियन से ज़्यादा लोगों ने विजिट किया.
15 million on YouTube. Inna lillah. Okay.
5 लाख घंटे YouTube के जरिए MTA देखकर 15 मिलियन से ये इंटरनेशनल के जरिए कवरेज जो है YouTube पर 15 मिलियन से ज़्यादा लोगों ने विजिट किया. तकरीबन 5 लाख घंटे YouTube के जरिए MTA देखा गया. Instagram पर 35,000 लोगों ने MTA का पेज देखा और 1.97 मिलियन लोगों ने तक इसकी रसाई हुई. ट्विटर पर 1 लाख से ज़्यादा लोगों ने MTA का पेज देखा. 35,000 से ज़्यादा लोगों ने इसको पसंद किया और आगे दूसरों को पहुंचाया. फेसबुक के जरिए भी 5.5 लाख से ज़्यादा.
Note that 35,000, I think he is saying, shared it also. Retweeted. Wow.
Yeah, I think I do want to correct myself. I think he said for Twitter 100-some thousand with 35,000 sharing it or liking it. Yeah, there you go. Go ahead, Farooq.
लोगों ने MTA का पेज देखा. 35,000 से ज़्यादा लोगों ने इसको पसंद किया और आगे दूसरों को पहुंचाया. फेसबुक के जरिए भी 5.5 लाख से ज़्यादा तक पैगाम पहुंचा. इसी तरह MTA की अपनी वेबसाइट को 1 लाख मरतबा देखा गया. MTA ऑन डिमांड के जरिए भी 2 लाख से ज़्यादा आपने जलसे को देखा. तो ये मुख्तलिफ सी बातें थी. इस पर भी काफ़ी वक्त लग गया. अल्लाह ताला इस जलसा के दूसरों भी पैदा फरमाए और सईद रूहों को अहमदियत रखी.
So 5.5 lakhs on Facebook too.
Yes. That's it's amazing. It is amazing that when your physical attendance is 1,000 at best, your Twitter is between 100,000 and your Facebook, you're lying and saying 5.5 lakh, which is 550,000. And then all of a sudden your total viewership. Now, I think maybe the 15 million viewers that he's talking about is the total viewers that, or the views that maybe MTA has gotten in the last, 30 years.
Brother, just let me verify. There we go. MTA International. This is the channel he mentioned. MTA
182,000 subscribers.
182,000 subscribers. Some 7,493 videos. Okay, let's go to this channel. Now, where is that video that got millions of views? Okay, we can check this by sorting it out. Sort by most popular. There you go. The most popular video ever on this channel is this one 5 years ago with 1.4 million views. Now, where is that video receiving 15? He mentioned 15 million?
He said 15 million views. I don't know what he was actually referring to, Brother Farooq.
There is only one video. There is only one video on this channel which have views above the line of million, 1.4 million. All the other videos even don't cross the million.
Yeah,
but
you know what? Video? You know what? Remember, Brother Farooq, I just figured it out. I just figured this out.
There you go.
In his Jummah sermon or in his Friday sermon, he said 15 million. Now remember that the Ahmadiyya Jamaat is great at reinterpreting things. So they were going to say that Mirza Masroor meant to say 15 mil.
15 miles?
No, 15 mil, exactly, 15 miles.
Allahu Akbar. Astaghfirullah.
Instead,
Brother Bashir, what's your take on this? I want to listen from you. 15 million views, bro. You also use YouTube. You do live streams. 15 million. Is this a cup of tea for Mirza Masroor?
It'll never happen. It'll never happen.
The most popular video on MTA Online 01 channel, their official channel, has 1.4 million views. And you know he's lying in front of public. Oh my God.
Right. Well, this is what they do. And if you notice, they had all the statistics. They said they established 120 temples. They had this much literature. Look, they know every single book. They say we published 402.67. But what they don't know is exactly how many Ahmadis there are in the world right now. And if they don't know that, they don't know Chanda paying Ahmadis. This they should know for sure. A Chanda paying Ahmadi. How many of those are there? So it's all comedy, bro. It's all a brain. It's like watching WWF. It's a show. It's a show.
Well, let's not forget that at the very beginning of the show, Brother Farouk, we accurately portrayed and described the beginning of Jalsa, which was in 1891. And according to alislam.org, the Jalsa Salana is instant money. You know, I will remind everybody this, that even when I go to my local masjid, you know, when you're there, if the masjid requires an additional bathroom to be added on, you know, the brothers and the sisters in the audience there for prayer, they're requested to donate. So that's exactly what the Jalsa Salana is used for. Is these guys, it's a money trap. They bring people in and remind them Chanda. You know, they shared throughout. I don't want to disservice the Ahmadiyya community and not mention that throughout these Jalsa Salanas, many people shared their personal faith-inspiring stories, so to speak. You know, some, you know, in jalsas in the past and gatherings in the past, I remember one guy sharing his personal experience of the khuddam, of the young men who were at a gate and they couldn't open the gate because the remote wouldn't work. And that when the Khalifa came out, he grabbed the remote and then the remote started working. That's
I remember.
It's all factual. It's in one of the Ansars or Khuddam's video, or you know the other videos as we've discussed in the past. You know, everything is about money. And Mubashir Qalu, their main source, their main preacher, or one of their so-called, I'll call him a preacher mufti. He says, that God is going to ask you, or the angels of God are going to ask you on the day that you're in your grave, Chanda diyata and tabligh ki thi. Did you give charity to the Jamaat, and did you go out and preach Ahmadiyyat? Awaz nahi aa rahi Farooq bhai.
No, it's another video, but I think this is the man you are talking about.
Yeah, this is exactly Mubashir Qalu is the man that I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much, Brother Umar Khan. So if you have completed your...
I have. Please welcome any questions if anybody has in the comments.
Yes.
Or if we have live, I'd be more than willing to take any calls if they're directed towards me or on the topic.
Okay, but first I'll... give a chance to Brother Bashir Ahmed Shah if he want to say something, and then I have given the link in the comment section. Anyone who want to ask something can join. We have a caller, actually our admin, Brother Furqan, with us. We'll also talk to him, but first Brother Bashir Ahmed Shah. Assalamu alaikum, brother, once again.
Yep. Wa alaikum salam. Thanks for having me. I just have some brief notes. They claimed Guinea Conakry had the most amount of converts. Brother Umar, did you check that? Did you see that? Yeah, he's still here.
Yeah, I'm still here. What was the question again, Brother Bashir?
They came up with Guinea Conakry as the country with the most conversions to Ahmadiyya. They even said 25,000.
Yeah, but I mean that's whoa. That's an excellent point, Brother Bashir. go back to the time of Mirza Tahir now. I know the guy's dead and we should leave him buried, but I think it's very important that Jamaat Ahmadiyya followers understand. You, Brother Bashir, are an ex-Ahmadi. I am an ex-Ahmadi. They can hear it straight from our mouths. Jamaat Ahmadiyya worldwide is no more, and I will say this, no more than maybe 300 to 400, maybe 500,000 people. Mirza Tahir Ahmad had lied to you and said there's a couple of 100 million. Well, if I put a chart together from when Mirza Tahir was charting his population trend over the course of several years from 1993 to his death in 2003, the drop of Ahmadi population is rather insulting. I think the Ahmadis should ask Mirza Masroor what the hell happened. Mirza Tahir Ahmad swore in the name of God that all those bats, all those conversions were true and accurate. I think he got caught with his pants down and in the lie and suffered the consequences.
Bro, yeah, bro, exactly. So he claims, and he says it wrong. He says Guinea Conakry. There's no such country called Guinea Conakry. The country is called Guinea, and the capital is Conakry. So is he claiming 25,000 new members of the Ahmadiyya movement in the capital alone? That makes no sense. So I've written the history of Ahmadiyya in Guinea. So Brother Farouk, remember the French didn't use Ahmadiyya. The British used it. So
Yes.
the French didn't allow Ahmadis into their colonies in Africa until the 60s and the 70s. So they didn't get early access to Africa, to the French colonies. So they got it later. So in Guinea, they didn't get access until like the 90s. So they finally got access. I can't find one Murabbi who's working in Guinea. Not one. I can't find one Qadiani temple. Yeah, and there it is. I can't find anything. There's absolutely nothing on Ahmadiyya, and that's the one on Bangladesh. That's the one on Bangladesh.
But we now know from Mirza Masroor's Friday sermon that the jinn also serve the Ahmadiyya community. Maybe they're jinn, maybe they're unseen.
Yeah.
Right.
There may be jinns.
Can you go back to that into the search box for Guinea and type in Guinea, Guinea? Brother Omar, I'm telling you, they got nothing. So who are the 25,000 that converted? And where are they?
Well, let's forget about the 25,000. Mirza Masroor, I think throughout this UK Jalsa Salana, I think the total that was described that converted throughout the year was about 125,000.
Right. So he's saying 1/6 came up from in that essay. He's saying 1/6 came from this one country.
But you are a professor, Brother Bashir. You got to break it down for the naive people. You got to break it down. 125,000 people. Well, for the Ahmadiyya community in the United States, we have 10 to 15,000 Ahmadis. In Canada, we have, I want to say, about 20 to 30,000 Ahmadis. In England, you have 20 to 30,000 Ahmadis. In Germany, you have, I think, 25 to 40,000. Mirza Masroor and company announced 125,000 converts to Ahmadiyyah. Where are those 125,000? That would be more than the population, the Ahmadi population in the United States, Germany, Canada, UK, Belgium combined.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, man, and then look, it would have taken a Murabbi who speaks French. How many Murabbis speak French? Not that many. They got like one or two in France who don't even speak French.
Well, I think they do. I think they do speak French. They go oui.
Yeah. And that's it. And that's it. So this is the issue the big issue that I saw, and they even claimed someone converted to Ahmadiyya in Afghanistan. How weird is that? How could that have happened? But he said it. Okay, and then country number 2 is Cameroon. He claimed 13,000 new bats from Cameroon. And in Cameroon, that's another French, an old French colony. And so again, you need another Murabbi who speaks French. And these are populations. There's so many Muslims there in Guinea, in Cameroon. We're talking. I know in Guinea, if you look up the demographics of just Muslims, there's so many. In the neighboring country, Guinea-Bissau, Ahmadiyya was banned in 2005. The president told them they had 48 hours to leave the country. So in Cameroon, it's the same thing. We barely find any Qadiani Murabbis in the whole country, but he's claiming 13,000 conversions. We found one temple, brother, in the whole country. So it's just more and more lies, bro. It's more and more lies. The dog and pony show. Oh, and then my final point. In 2019, per the financial records, they spent $3 million on the Jalsa, which is about a tenth of their budget. About 15% of the UK budget went to the Jalsa.
Well, you have to understand that's how they filter the money out. Remember, right. if the gullible, naive Ahmadis are paying into the chanda, then the officer, they call them the officers, they got to be able to assign that Jalsa work of building the stages, the electrical, the carpeting, the food, the catering, the water, the bathroom setups. See, all of those are handed out to Ahmadi contractors. These guys are all very, they keep it amongst themselves. It's like Tariq-e-Jadid. Tariq-e-Jadid, Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud started, and it was under the guise so Ahmadis could pay into the fund of Tariq-e-Jadid, and the Jamaat-e Ahmadiyya could start businesses. And then the Ahmadiyya community was instructed to buy the product from such companies. So anyways, I don't want to get off topic. I mean, we were talking about Jalsa Salana and its renderings, but it's all good. Farooq Bhai, if I do have to, cut it short here in about another 5 to 10 minutes. If we have any viewers that have any that have any questions or comments down below, feel free to ask.
Yes. Yes. Okay. First we have Brother Furqan Chauhan. He's our admin, our moderator. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Furqan.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Is my voice clear?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. First of all, I would really like to appreciate the Zaitoon FM team to introduce a English channel and inviting such great persons like Omar Khan and Bashir Bhai. Both of you, thank you so much for your time and the valuable knowledge you have given in such a short time. Brother Umar, I have a few questions. I had some questions in my mind, and it was nearly like around 10 or maybe 15. But after listening to the figures of like 15 million, brother, I certainly forgotten all of these questions, but let me just try to recall it. First of all, I would like to ask you, brother, that the word Jalsa, normally in subcontinent, it refers to the political activity. So when you were Ahmadi, now you're Alhamdulillah Muslim, but when you were Ahmadi, so what exactly the word Jalsa means towards the Ahmadis?
Jalsa actually refers to the gathering, but the intent of the word was sitting. Obviously, Jalsa in prayer, when we stand up and we pray, and between our sujood, when we're sitting down, that posture is actually referred to as Jalsa. We're sitting on our knees. So it's a gathering where people are sitting and listening. There's, that's all I understood from it all my life up until the age of 35 and still today. But it's basically, from all the pictures, they demonstrate everybody was sitting down listening to either Mirza Masroor or the other speakers in attendance.
So is
Brother
it
Umar,
paid or unpaid?
I think he is asking in another aspect
Okay.
that if I'm not wrong, that in the past these jalsas, these gatherings of Ahmadiyya Jamaat, were they used for some political gains? You know, am I right, Brother Furqan?
Yes, exactly. Because as I mentioned, that the word Jalsa here in the subcontinent, it refers to or maybe associates with the political
Yeah,
activity.
generally,
So
yes.
yes,
Political party wise, we all know, obviously, the Jamaat, the Ahmadiyya, the Qadiani cult, as I refer to it, they're active. Now, fortunately, their activity was cut short in Pakistan and even in the Indian subcontinent after the partition of India and Pakistan. And to all my Pakistani viewers, a belated happy independence for August 14th.
Thank you.
That reminds
Thank you
me.
so much.
But
Thank you. Same to you.
if we go back, the Jamaat has always been politically charged, up to and including Mirza Mahmud trying to actually get Kashmir for himself, or a township. So they're politically charged. I think within the last 6, 7, 8 months, we've also seen some activity out of the Qadiani Jamaat from UK, where they tried to gather some local MPs in the Parliament, the British Parliament, to try to pin, them against the Pakistani government. So they are a politically charged cult. However, I mean, it's like, I have, for security in my house, I have in my backyard, I have a very big dog. He's an Akita. He's a Japanese dog, but he's very big. And then also in the United States, we have a Chihuahua, which is a very small dog, no bigger than a shoe. And that's what the Jamaat is like. It's like a very small dog who barks. Row, row, row. That's all it is. There is no bite.
Very good demonstration. Okay. Your next question, Brother Furqan.
So, brother, a very short question: is it paid or unpaid? I mean, the participants or maybe the general public.
It is 100%, and I said this during my little iteration there, that I do commend the Jamaat, because it's a large gathering, and I know that we've all joined certain conventions. It's free of charge, but you're paying into it on the monthly base. There's Chanda Jalsa Salana, there's Chanda MTA. So anything that's going on, videography, electronically, via the internet, it's all been paid for up front. So it's kind of not free, but you're invited because you're a paid member. There you go.
So basically, you join it or not, you're already paying it in advance.
Yes, you might as well go for the biryani and the ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and let me just say, Razi with And the Answers and all these guys were doing Jalsa videos, and he was like, "Oh my God, these Muslims!" Farouk, listen to this. He said these Muslims in America, and look, they have their conventions. You have to buy a ticket. He says,
What?
He says, because so when Muslims have a convention, Muslims are trying to raise money, right? So we don't beg for chanda. So we have a banquet. We say you want to come and have a table. It costs $150. So if you want to go, right, you have to pay, bro. Same thing at our masjid. If you come to our masjid, there's after Jummah there's food, but it's not free. You got to pay for it, and as you pay for it, the money goes to the masjid. You know what I mean? So it all works hand in hand. So Razi was like, he's sick to death. He said he went to the ISNA, the Islamic Council of Northern America, or something like that. He said he went to and he said, "Oh, I had to buy a ticket." He couldn't even understand why he had to buy a ticket. Then he said, "Oh, it's men and women walking past each other," and was like, "Well, what's wrong with that?" You know what I mean? Because at the Ahmadiyya Jalsa, it's all segregated, totally segregated. So anyways, those are my notes. For an Ahmadiyya, it's hard to understand that how Muslims raise money, and we don't charge a subscription. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Brother Furqan. Do you have another question?
Yeah, just last question, and that is that
Okay,
Brother
go ahead.
Umar and Brother Bashir, have you ever experienced the freedom of speech in Salana Jalsa? I mean, did you have any right to ask any question, or has the Mirza Masroor ever spoken truthfully about the character of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani in the Salana Jalsa?
If I may, Brother Bashir, I'll go first.
Okay. Yes, please.
Okay. Number one, Brother Furqan, appreciate the question. It's a good question. No, the truth is never spoken about Mirza Ghulam Qadiani in any of these jalsas or events, gatherings, or sermons. The truth is not out. They'll present one verse, one little couplet from him and say what a great guy he was, blah, 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 this, and that. At the jalsas, I have never saw or never witnessed, and I don't want to say that they it's not something that hasn't 35
Voice is breaking, maybe.
Yeah, I think Brother Umar has some problems with the internet. Brother Bashir, I would like to take your.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand the question. Can I get that question?
Brother Furqan, please repeat the question.
Sure. So my question is that.
I remember now. I'm sorry. Can you ask any questions? Bro, if you go and ask some questions, I think sometimes they have like a question and answer session. If you ever
with
go,
the kids.
No, like when the cameras are off. They used to have it in California.
Oh.
Maybe at the end they will crucify you after. You know, we'd say Punjabi, acha, tu sawal puchne aa rahe hai, acha, theek hai, puch le. But you know what I mean? Like, okay, we'll punish you in other ways. So you don't want to be the person asking questions. If you ask questions, they might allow it, but in a few weeks they'll punish you for it.
You will have to pay for that question.
Yeah, and we used to have to sit there for 6 hours, or our dad will come in and bust our head open and make us bleed under this type of duress, you know, and we would still sneak out. We'd go to the bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom. Okay, then you know what? I just got a duty. In the lunger or something, and then you go to the duty, and then you slip out. So there were other ways around it, but brother, 6-7 hours, bro. But you'll die with boredom. You know, like they used to tell us, they used to get mad. I still remember in 2012, they were like, "Why is everyone on the phone?" We'd be like, "This is boring. This is extreme boredom." So anyways, yeah, that's my comment.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, Brother Furqan, if you have completed your questions, I would like to take the next caller.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Kindly mute your mic. Thank you. Okay, Brother Sufyan, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What is your question? Or if you want to say anything.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Loud and clear? Good to go?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Okay, first of all, I was listening Brother Bashir a few minutes ago when he was talking in Aka Ka Ghulam, and I was very enjoying. Now I think it's better that it's better to listen by Brother Umar Khan, because he says something important, and therefore maybe he wants 10 minutes to talk. So it will be better for me that I say something. I'm speechless by Umar, Brother Umar. Please carry on whatever you want to say. I'm listening. I'll talk some after some time or in other stream in coming days.
Okay.
Okay.
ब्रदर
Very
सुफियान, अगर आपका कोई
Thank you so much.
सवाल उर्दू में है तो आप उर्दू में पूछ सकते हैं. मैं उसका, if you're just feeling a little nervous or something like that, अगर आप घबराहट महसूस कर रहे हैं तो आप उर्दू में पूछ लें मेरे से.
No, it's okay.
नर्वस हूँ मैं और उर्दू भी बोलूंगा
कोई
तो
बात
भी
नहीं है.
आपको इस वक्त नर्वस ही लगेगा. उसकी वजह ये है कि भी 4 दिन बाद मेरी आवाज खुली है. मेरा तबीयत खराब थी. अदरवाइज मैं मेरी फैमिली अभी मैं मैनचेस्टर में है. तो आपसे कम, आप सबसे कम थोड़ी सी अच्छी इंग्लिश बोल लेता हूँ. सो आप बात करें, कह रहे हैं.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So Brother Sufyan was with us, and he got some problem, and now he's recovered. But okay, no problem. He was appreciating, and he said that Brother Umar Khan, keep the good work up, continue doing these live streams. Okay, brothers and sisters, if you have any question, put it down in the comment section. We'll take it. So Brother Umar, we have a question from a user ZA90. He's saying, how much money does Masroor take for one jalsa as salary? No, does he take something like as salary?
Now, yeah, well, the Jamaat, to answer that correctly, the Jamaat affords him, obviously, his position, his house, his monthly expenditures. Basically, he's a businessman. He has his own businesses. We've all read the articles from Panama Leaks. He sits on the board of a couple of different businesses. As per se, if he gets a monthly salary, I'm sure he does, as all the other murabbis do, and he's nothing but a bigger murabbi. So he does get a salary. I'll remind this ZA90 that in the year 2008, when Khilafat had reached its 100 year, in commemoration of the Khilafat reaching 100 year, Mirza Masroor was given £1 million award for him to spend as he pleased. So I'm pretty damn sure that he gets a salary on an annual basis, and he gets bonuses and perks from time to time. And in Al-Fazl, regarding that bonus that he got for £1 million, it clearly identified the fact that this award of £1 million is for Mirza Masroor to spend as he saw fit and as he willed, meaning there was no restrictions on that money that it had to go for Jamaati members or Jamaati schemes or anything like that. It was for his general expenses. So he lives a very lavish life.
Brother, maybe he used that money for his Lakht Jigar, the horse.
Or maybe he betted on it. I'm
cute
not sure.
horse.
Yeah, and I just posted in the chat how in 2020 Lajna had $40,000 that they didn't spend, and they gave it to the Khalifa as a gift.
Oh my God!
So
there you go.
It
the article,
brother. It continues, and we don't know where. We don't even know what that means. Is that in his name? Because remember, the Khalifa's name is not on any of the legal paperwork for the Ahmadiyya movement. So if that's a separate gift, then that's separate. He can do whatever with that he wants. And look,
maybe he can sit on his.
Or Mirza Ghulam Ahmad was worse. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad would say, "Send me your daughter for 3 months." Kisi aur nu shadi. They used to do that when Maulvi Abdul Karim Sialkoti died. His widow was only 15, and she massaged Mirza Ghulam Ahmad's legs for 3 months until she married someone else.
Astaghfirullah.
And he thak gaya, unhe kya tu kisi aur na nikah kar le.
Ja Simran ji le apni zindagi.
Yeah, so whether you give the money or give your daughter, they're going to get it out of you no matter what. Astaghfirullah.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun. Okay, well, We have another comment from the same user. If Masroor is, and Brother Bashir, I want you to answer this question. If Masroor is lying about the members of viewership, why isn't anybody from his community questioning him, brother? So making it more general, why cannot any Ahmadi ask a question to his not even Khalifa, to his higher murabbis and other, you know, the khuddam and etc. Why they can't even question?
Yeah, it's game over, bro. You cannot look. When I was a kid, I asked questions and they crucified me and they persecuted me. You cannot question the Khalifa. They start to bring up Hazrat Usman. They start to bring up Hazrat Umar, and they say, "Oh, they start to make those comparisons. They start to call you Mavia and say you're the one who questioned the Khalifa, who didn't like what the Khalifa did." So, yeah, man, it's a dead end road. It's the first step out is when you ask questions.
Yeah, remember,
okay.
brother Farooq, related to that when Mirza Masroor took charge in 2003, I think it was his one of his khutbahs in September 2003, and there were some people that were sitting around in gatherings in jalsa like these, and they were bad mouthing Mirza Masroor, or they felt that he wasn't worthy of being Khalifa, and he warned everybody in that sermon that if you sit in gatherings and believe that I'm not worthy of being Khalifa, if you talk like this, then the organization of the Jamaat or the Nizam-e-Jamaat would come into activity and take charge against you. So, you know, it's a cult. It's a mafia. You can't speak up.
Yeah, perfectly.
There is no speaking up. You're blind.
Thank you so
have
much.
to be a blind follower.
Yes. Thank you so much, Brother Umar Khan. Okay, so as it is a usual activity, routine work of these paid social media workers of Ahmadiyya cult, they started doing the same thing with our English show. Brother, I'm going to show you a very funny comment. This whole stream is in English language. Pardon my this and that. Maybe I am a Khalifa in this field. Also, you can call me Khalifa. He used to do but accept that. Let's forget that. We have a very funny comment from this user. I don't know whether he's a man or a girl or female, but the whole stream is going on in English language, and what he or she is writing down in the comments. Ahmadi Qadiani Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani ki wafat washroom mein nahi hui thi bhai, nahi hui thi. What he is saying or she is saying, Mirza Qadiani didn't die in the washroom. What the heck this has to do with the stream? Come on. If you have any question, please come on the call. Ask us. You put your question in the comment. And again, you are going in this, aapke hi Maulvi hai, this and that. They start bashing the Maulvi. And brother, this is the same comment we received. You remember our last stream on Zaitoon FM Live, the Urdu channel. This was a user, and this is the comment. He just copies, pastes it, copies, pastes. And I believe these people do these things on other channels too. But the Bashir was on another channel. Maybe he have seen these folks on those channels.
Yes.
But this is what they have to do. The whole, the figures, everything we presented on the screen, they don't have anything to say about that. But what they have to say, your Maulvis do this, your Maulvis do that. The फलान ढिमकान उर्दू में हम उसको कहते हैं, ये वो एक्सेट्रा, मतलब फजूल की बातें जिसको हम उर्दू में कहते हैं ना, rubbish and nothing else. Okay, but brothers, if you have anything else to say, please go ahead. Otherwise, I'll close the show.
No, I'm good, Brother Farooq. Thank you very much for the time. I appreciate the audience paying attention and going over. Feel free to leave comments, ladies and gentlemen. Like Brother Farooq identified at the beginning, please subscribe to the channel, like and share the video. If you have any comments, questions, put them down below. the questions will make their way to me or someone who can take charge and get you an answer. As our beloved friend and guide, A.K. Sheikh Saab, always says, this channel in Urdu and in English is about awareness. So we hope we've made you aware of certain aspects of the Ahmadiyya Jamaat, and would love entertaining any questions and giving guidance to those seeking guidance.
Thank you. Thank you. Brother Bashir Ahmed Shah, would you like to say something in the end?
Nothing much. Just, stay aware of what's going on around you. And, this is their biggest marketing event. This is their biggest form of tabligh. They spend almost a fifth of their budget, maybe a sixth of their budget on this Jalsa. And it's a dog and pony show. And they invite politicians. In Canada, they would invite the Prime Minister or whatever the case is. And this is what they're trying to do, which should be illegal. There should be laws against politicians attending religious events. And in fact, in America, there is. In America, I can't remember the name of the law, but off the top of my head, but there's some kind of law where they're not supposed to be exactly doing that. But yep, those are my only comments.
Thank you so much, Brother Bashir Ahmed Shah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching our live stream. Please hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon. See you in the next stream. Till there, take care. Allah Hafiz.